Hey guys, welcome back to Beach and Fishing. Paul here with you again today, and today we're going to talk about all the things you need to get started with fishing, based on a question as I've written in a post that a friend of mine asked me the other while back in what do I need to get started with, what do I need to start fishing. So I'm just going to run you through very quickly today. If you're someone who's looking to get started with the wonderful world of fishing, my site Beach and Fishing is all about fishing. I'm an avid fisherman, not a professional. Some things I'm good at, some things I'm not, but as I say, I just wanted to take you through today the basics you need if you want to get yourself started with fishing. So obviously the first thing you're going to need here is a rod and a reel. I would recommend always, if you're new to fishing, get yourself a spinner reel, not a bait caster. If you see one of these and you're new to fishing and the bait caster here where the reel sits on top of the rod, do not get it. If you're new to fishing, you will spend so much time trying to clear tangles that you'll wonder why you've ever bothered. Get yourself a spinning reel, the traditional reel that sits underneath. Get yourself between a 6 and a 7 foot rod. That way that'll set maybe 7 to 8 if you're fishing off a riverbank or off the into an estuary or something like that. This 6 foot rod that I use in my kayak. But speak to the guy or girl in your local fishing shop around the size. If you're going to be doing just general fishing for nothing, unless you're going deep sea fishing or something like that, look for about a 3,000 to 5,000 reel, maybe even a bit smaller, maybe 2,000 to 4,000. But speak to the people in the tackle shop about what size they recommend you getting, because the size determines the line and all the other stuff you use, and it's very much dependent on the type of fish that you're chasing. But get yourself a spinner reel, a nice rod. Look, don't spend a lot of money. You can easily get a very good rod and reel combo, which is where you buy the rod and reel together, for under $100, even down as low as $60 or $70, which will absolutely do the trick for you. Next thing you're going to need is some basic tackle. Now here I've got, I don't know if you can see that very well in the video, I've got a sinker. This is called a running sinker rig. So I've got a sinker and then a swivel and then a hook at the bottom. So the idea is the swivel sits on the bottom and the bait moves all around. Again, they're the three base things you'll need. You can get lures if you wanted to, but for general fishing, get yourself some tackle. Hooks come in little things like that, swivels come in little bags like that, your sinkers will come in. Again, speak to the guy at the tackle shop to see what you're chasing. So this is a size 2.20 hook. So for the type of fish I chase or where I go fishing, I've got a slightly bigger hook because I'm trying not to catch all the little baby fish. The hook's a little bit big for a lot of the stuff we chase around here. I've got a really light sinker because there's not a lot of current where I fish. But again, if there's a lot of current, you'll need a bigger sinker, hook dependent on the fish. So again, when you go to purchase your rod and reel, speak to the guys at the tackle shop and get them to recommend to you the size of the tackle that you'll need. But you will need hooks, a swivel, and a sinker. Next thing they may ask you, if it's not set up already, is whether you want line. If you're new to fishing, they might say, do you want mono or braid? Say mono. Say mono every time. Fluorocarbon if you've got a little bit of extra money and want to spend up a bit more. Mono is your traditional fishing line that when you think of fishing line, you know what it is. It used to be just green. This one's a clear colour. I've got another lot there that's blue. I'm running braid on this line here, which is pink. And it used to be a lot darker, but it's faded with the water. But always go with mono. If you're new to fishing, stick to a mono line because it's easy to tie your knots, easy to set up your rigs. Now, if you're not sure on knots or rigs, have a look in my site. Just do a search for knots and do a search for rigs. You'll see my post there on how to tie the knots. I've done it with some rope so you can see the basic knots. And then I explain the rigs to you as well. The rigs are for surf fishing, but the running sinker one will work anywhere. I think I fished for 20 years using this and this setup alone. That's all I ever used to set. I do play with paternoster rigs and stuff in the surf, and obviously if I'm out in boats, we have the snapper rigs and the like as well. But these ones here, basic running leader, running sinker rig, basic knot, clinch knots under there. Have a look in my post and you'll see them. So that's what you need, your rod and reel. Reel is lined with mono, your basic sinker, hook and swivel. Now, probably, you can go fishing with that at any time. With that, you'll need bait. So go to your local bait shop, ask them what the best bait is to use for that area, and you could go from there. Other things you might want to look at is some tools. I would recommend some pliers and a knife. A knife, you'll be shocked at how often you need a knife because things get caught. You might need to cut line, you might need to cut weed away from your line if you get caught in line. You might need it for the fish. Pliers, once you do catch fish, sometimes the hooks are a bit hard to get out by hand, so you'll need pliers to get the hook out of the fish. You'll need pliers if you need to hold, sometimes bite the fish by the mouth, need fixing a gear, change like that. Pliers are very good. And I like scissors as well. These are proper fishing scissors. They're a bit seized there from being in the salt water. I like proper fishing scissors because if you're tying knots, you can just snip your knot off nice and close to your hook or swivel, and that works from there as well. Probably get yourself a nice little tackle bag. This is a little tackle bag that I have. Got another knife in there, but I've got some other stuff in here, my glasses, because I need glasses to see my knots. So I've got glass in there, I've got some other line. I've got a fish lip gripper because one of the species we get has spikes and you need to grip it through the mouth to hold it. You can't grab it. I've got some lures and stuff in there as well, but if you've got a basic tackle bag like this one's got a little backpack thing on it. Put your tackle and the like. I stole one of my wife's little Tupperware, little plastic container, food containers that I keep all my tackle in. Throw that in, throw your line, throw your tools in, and you're good to go. They're the basics, guys. If you want to get started with fishing, that's what you need. Other things that you might want to take with you might want a bucket, a towel, obviously sunscreen, and always check where you are, because where I live, we need a fishing license. We need a recreational fishing license. I think it costs about $15 a year or something like that. I may be wrong, but you need a recreational fishing license. So if you need that, make sure you get that before you go out, because our fisheries guys do chase you and they will fine you. Well, they fine us if we're out without our fishing licenses. Apart from that, wear your hat, sunscreen, sunglasses, so on and so forth. But that's it, guys. That's how to get started with fishing. Any questions with that? Ask below. If you're watching this on YouTube and you've got any questions, ask below. And please subscribe to my channel while you're at it. If you're watching this within the post and you have any questions to do with getting set up, have a look in my post for rod and reel combos. I've got some posts there on some good cost-effective rod and reel combos if you're getting started with fishing. That'll help you out. Any questions to do with tools, I've got some posts there on what tools you need. Just have a look in this post below and it'll link you off to them as well. That's it, guys. Hope that was helpful. Any questions, any comments, love to hear from you below, and I'll chat to you soon. Bye.